So I'm sitting here with Marco Li Mandri. Marco, you're the Chief Administrative Officer of Little Italy Association and also the President of New City America. You have been involved with business district development since 1988. My understanding that you've created over 80 districts.
Yeah, we're forming our 90th district right now in Chinatown in Oakland.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you got involved in that?
Yeah, I was in 1984, I started a pasta company. Had a partner, and then one day his sister walked into the room, immediately fell in love with her, and we got married. We had 5 kids. So I was involved in food manufacturing from 1984 to 1993. We had a pretty severe recession in San Diego with the dismantling of the aerospace industry in 1993. First things to go when you have a downturn like that is usually the restaurant industry. They take the hit, and anybody that supplied the restaurant industry was hit too. A number of restaurants collapsed, and at that point we weren't making any money. We had 30 employees, we had 5 kids, and I just said there's got to be a better way to make a living. So we closed the company, and then I started working with different business districts because I was the president of the Adams Avenue Business Association in San Diego. And when I got done, I said, what do I know how to do? And what I knew how to do was work with business and property owners. So I started New City America back in 1995, and we did our first district in West Hollywood in California, and then now we're in the formation of our 90th district, and we run 6 of them statewide. My son and I and staff, we all run those. So that's what we do, is we form these assessment districts which fund special benefit services throughout the country, and we manage 6 districts, and then we consult with these different downtowns all throughout the country.
So from when you got started to today, what are kind of some of the major trends and changes that have occurred with those districts? I'm curious, maybe that's a function of need. Like what are some of the needs that have changed over the course of time?
Retail has radically changed since then, because at that point, people went to malls because Victor Gruen in the 1960s had this whole concept that malls would be the town centers. But with malls, a lot of them are very sterile, and some of them are really great, but those are the primary malls. Rick Crusoe's done a great job, for example, with the Americana and the Grove in LA. Those are really unique, but the accumulation of corporate entities, and I always used to tell people, you go to a mall is you buy things you don't need with money you don't have. But the idea of people coming back to business districts after the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then into the 90s, really began to flourish. One of the first cities that really, I think, captured a lot of that essence was New York City, with the redevelopment of Times Square, Grand Central, downtown New York. And as a native San Diegan, I knew that some of the older districts would be really ideal places for mixed-use development. And the philosophy that I think New City America really adheres to is that you need, in order for a district to be successful, it should be mixed use, mixed income, mixed race. You want as much diversity, but managed as much as possible. And what I've learned over the years too, as part of this process, is there's 4 things that really make something happen. First is you have to have an identifiable place. And Little Italy, in the mid-1990s, people used to call it Harborview because it really lost its essence as one of the last remaining Little Italys in the country. So you need a place, you need to identify that. You need independent financing, and we do that through our community benefit district and the business improvement district using parking meter funds, etc. You need an entrepreneurial 501c3 to build the place, use those resources in order to accentuate the experience for everybody, whether they be businesses, residents, property owners, etc. And then it's all timing and politics.
Yeah.
So wherever we've worked, those 4 elements were key to ensure that something happened.